Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 91 of Sonic Boom TV. Today, sorry about that. So today turned out to be a green day of all things, because I went to Walmart to look for some medicine. Basically, for I had psoriasis. If you have noticed, I have this stuff on my arm. It's basically dried out dead skin, sort of. Look up psoriasis if you don't know. But anyway, sometimes they have some stuff there, some cream stuff, and it helps a little bit. And I just wanted to test some stuff, and they didn't have anything. And so I was expecting to spend, 30, $40 on some stuff that probably wouldn't work anyway, and they didn't have it. So I walked around the store, and I went to the record section, and the record section at this store hasn't had much in it because months ago some kid set something on fire in there. Some little kid found a lighter on the rack they were selling in the checkout lane. He pulled it off and just lit a rack of clothes on fire or something like that. And so the whole store did not burn down or anything, but it set the sprinklers off, and the whole store was kind of wet, and they got rid of everything in the store. And they didn't have records hardly for any, when they came back for a couple months. And then so I just went to look, see if they had anything. And the section was full, but it wasn't over full, and it wasn't as much as they could have in there, because it seemed like they kind of closed it off a little bit. And then anyway, that doesn't matter. So anyway, I'm looking through it, and it's basically the same stuff. The only things I noticed that were new were the Alice in Chains Dirt, the red vinyl, which I already got the black one last week. So I should have waited, because it was definitely about $5 or $6 cheaper. And then they had the Ozzy Osbourne Patient Number 9, is that what it's called? And that one was on I think a gold or some kind of yellowish color vinyl. And then I had a couple things that were in my cart on Walmart's app that I've just been holding off on for like a month and a half. They had both of them. Green Day, American Idiot, and International Super Hits. So I bought them. The International Super Hits was actually pretty cheap for the way records are going these days. It was $21.97. And then American Idiot was only $28.97. It's still a lot, but both relatively cheap for what you got here. So I know a lot of people out there are, Green Day is not punk or whatever. Come on, guys. That argument is so silly, because punk doesn't mean anything anymore. I mean, it never really did. I mean, the bands that started out in the 70s, they weren't all the same. The Clash was different from the Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols were different from the Ramones. The Ramones were different from whoever else followed up. It's just kind of an attitude more than a style. And there's no real rules. And if you start putting rules on it, then it's not punk anymore. So if you're going to say something's not punk, maybe you're not punk either. That's how I feel about it. We can say, hey, Suicidal Tendencies is punk, and X is punk, Moral Crux is punk, Cheap Trick's not punk, but sometimes they are. Depends on what song you're listening to. So anyway, besides all that silliness, I like Green Day. I like all the way up until they did the Uno Dos Tres albums. And those three, I don't know what they were doing. They changed completely their sound. And they did not need to put out 3 albums worth of stuff. And I think they all came out at the exact same time. I know, I don't know if I have all physical copies of all 3 of them. I know I have Dos, but I don't know if I have Uno and Tre as far as physical copies. And if I do, they're CDs. But I know I have, I think, everything else as far as regular albums go. There's a greatest hits one, like God's Favorite Band or something like that. Don't have that. I almost bought it, but it was open and it was kind of damaged, so I didn't buy it. And I haven't really seen it again lately to pick it up. But anyway, I wanted these two. This one, the greatest hits. There was a video for this, a DVD, which I have that too. It's basically just the greatest hits up to probably what was after Nimrod, Warning, I think. And it has 2 extra songs. That's what I really wanted, the 2 extra songs, but they also have some songs on this that I don't have on vinyl yet, anyway, because I don't have Warning and I don't have, I don't know, I do have Nimrod, but I don't have Warning, so, but anyway, this one is a Walmart exclusive, magenta vinyl. Looks like hot pink on there, and there's a difference. This one said they both say limited edition. I thought they were one said limited edition. One limited edition doesn't mean much at Walmart because there's probably 10,000 of them made. When it's under 1,000, that's when limited edition kind of becomes a thing, as far as I'm concerned. So let's open it up. Okay. Open it up. I wish they had put out Shenanigans. That was one. It was like a B-sides thing, and that was a really, really good one. If you're into Green Day. So we've got the lyric sheet. The 2 songs that were new were the first 2 songs, Maria and Pop Rocks and Coke. And there's a look like there's a kid's voice on there, and I believe it's actually Billy Joe when he was a kid. I'm not, maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. So the record comes in a white sleeve paper through and through, and it is magenta. It's translucent magenta. International Super Hits label in black and white. Would have been nice if they would have put the the color on there, but they didn't. So let's see. This one has, as I said, Pop Rocks and Coke, Maria, Pop Rocks and Coke, Longview, Welcome to Paradise, Basket Case, When I Come Around, She, J.R., Jason Andrew Relva, and that was from the soundtrack for Angus. So this might be the only place that you can get that on one of their regular albums or hits albums or whatever. I'm not sure if it was anywhere else. Brain Stew and Jaded, which you have to listen to those 2 back to back. And if you got the Godzilla soundtrack, it's even better, I think. Then Walking Contradiction, Stuck With Me, Hitching a Ride, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Redundant, Nice Guys Finish Last, Minority, Warning, Waiting, Macy's Day Parade. So there's 21 songs on this, and it's 1 LP. So that's a little strange to get that many on one. But it is what it is, There's no songs from Kerplunk or 1,000 Hours, Slappy, all that stuff, all the earlier stuff that was on Lookout Records and stuff like that. That didn't make it on here, and of course it wouldn't, because that's what happens when major labels pick up a band. They forget about the indie stuff that they did. They don't buy it out, or they can't. Maybe those companies are smart enough not to sell it and just reap the benefits of one of their former bands getting popular, and everybody will go out and buy, the older stuff. Who knows? The other one, Green Day presents American Idiot. This one says it's on just red vinyl. This is a gatefold back cover. Did I show the back cover of this one? I'm not sure if I did. Kind of cool. This one was probably the last big one, I guess, maybe. I'd have to look that up, but they started to kind of fade out from the mainstream a little bit. Changing their style. I mean, I think that's really what did it. But they still had a couple hits after. But this is probably the last big one. Everybody knows American Idiot. They play that one still to the end of the earth. Jesus of Suburbia, which is like 5 songs in one. So it's Jesus of Suburbia, City of the Damned, I Don't Care, Dearly Beloved, Tales of Another Broken Home. Then we got Holiday, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Are We the Waiting? I really like that song. St. Jimmy, Give Me Novocaine, She's a Rebel, Extraordinary Girl, Let Her Bomb, Wake Me When September's Gone, or September Ends. How would I say gone? Wake Me Up When September Ends. And then Homecoming, another one that's 5 parts of a song in one song. The Death of St. Jimmy, East 12th Street, Nobody Likes You, Rock and Roll Girlfriend, We're Coming Home Again, and then What's Her Name? So we got nice gatefold, says Rage and Love on his knuckles. Starring Billy Joe Armstrong, guitar, lead vocals, Mike Dirnt, bass vocals, Trey Cool, drums and vocals, and then there's some credits at the bottom. And then we'll go to what's on the inside. All right, so we've got 2 records. Okay. We've got one booklet. Or is it a poster? I don't know what this is. We're going to find out in a second. I believe this is a big old poster or something. Alright, so we've got a lyric sheet that turns into a poster. It's big. Got Billy Joe with a bomb hooked to him. Hello, my name is What's Her Name? Traditional kind of Green Day, almost handwritten. Maybe it's a font, but it still looks handwritten. Lyrics. More of that. Dearly Beloved. Can't tell what this is a picture. It looks like a shadow of some people getting married. Pretty interesting. And we've got the vinyl is on. Now they're on white inner sleeves, but they are polylined on this one. So I don't know. I don't know why they do it sometimes and sometimes they don't. But we've got solid red records. They look kind of pink on the screen here. But we've got Rage on his knuckles on both of those sides. And then Love. Or is it Love? I hope I can't tell you. L-O-V it looks like on there. But anyway, so these are 2 I've wanted. I've been picking up all the Green Day albums I could find on the vinyl. I'm more than halfway there in my collection. I've got quite a few. I've got 1,000 Hours, Slappy, whatever it is. Whatever the first one was. The one where they mixed it, they put the EPs together, not the original EPs. I don't have that, but I do have like the singles, not the singles, but the 7 inches that came with the like 1,000 Hours came with the Slappy. Oh goodness, I can't think of the names of things right now. But then I have Kerplunk, I have Dookie, I have the rest of them, all of the most of them except for Warning, Uno, Dos, and Trey, and the newer one with the boombox on the front, whatever that one was called. Those 4, I think, are the only ones I need on vinyl, and then I have everything else on CD. I have a bunch of singles as well. I'm going to gather all that stuff up and do a rankings of them as well in the next couple days, probably. Got to go draw something for somebody right now after this. I was planning on doing a different video, but this one kind of popped up and got in the way. So anyway, I'll be checking back with you guys in a couple days. I'll do the Rancid ranking. I'll do a Green Day ranking. I might do a Queensryche ranking, but I Queensryche I like up to a certain point, and then they kind of just changed too much to progressive something or other, and I lost interest. But anyway, I'll be doing some more of that kind of stuff. And hey, I say I won't go buy new records, and look what I did. I went and bought new records. So anyway, that's that. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.